It's important to realize that people skills, technical skills, knowledge of governance and compliance, and the ability to effectively communicate cybersecurity needs and pain points to clients, end users, and stakeholders are all of equal importance. Meaning that even if you have a wide variety of intermediate to advanced skills in packet sniffing and using Snort, for example, and Wireshark and Nmap, you need to be able to break down what these software, what these packet sniffers do, why you're using them, and why it's relevant to an end user, client, and to stakeholders. So if you use language and use wording and acronyms that the end user or stakeholders don't understand, then you're going to quickly lose them. A great way to understand whether or not you are developing properly in your cybersecurity journey is to explain technical areas of each aforementioned division of cybersecurity to people who have no background. Explain it to yourself too. Write down some notes, do a description on video, and see how well you do. Because if people who don't have the same background as you don't understand what you're saying or doing at any level, even at a high level, then you're not effectively communicating this knowledge. And it might also mean you don't understand it as well as you think you do, which is fine. We all have learning curves. We all have gaps in our knowledge. There are things that we don't know that we don't know. There are things that we know we don't know, but we haven't acquired that knowledge or skill set yet. One of the things that's helped me as being an adjunct professor, teaching networks and teaching cybersecurity principles, it's helped me break it down for different types of students, and it's also encouraged me to continue learning on my journey. Now, as a cybersecurity specialist and consultant, I'm further learning how to communicate compliance, whether it's HIPAA, CISA, or NIST, whether it's the MITRE framework, the Cyber Kill Chain, or other frameworks. We need to make sure that the client, end user, and stakeholders can clearly understand the fundamentals, the foundational information that they need. They don't need to know how to do packet sniffing on their own. They don't need to know how to read all the outputs in Wireshark or how to set up different packet sniffing settings, but they do need to understand why it's relevant to them and why it's relevant to their overall cybersecurity posture, protecting and securing their assets to be more private, to be more confidential, and to maintain better integrity. So be a person who can adapt in different situations. Now, clearly, some people are more on the business side of cybersecurity. They have a technical or cybersecurity background and some relevant training. They have a certificate, or they've taken some courses, or their employer has trained them in certain words and certain phrases and certain techniques, but they're not experts. Well, and again, really, there's no expert, but they're not expert practitioners per se, but they can communicate the essentials of the technical area, and they handle more of the sales, marketing, or financial aspects of the business for the cybersecurity provider or for the organization that has a cybersecurity team. Then there are people who are SOC 1, 2, or 3, or they're threat hunters, or they're involved in incidents and response, and they may not have as much communication skills in a boardroom as the person who handles the business side, but they still need to know how to write up a report that the manager understands and that the executives in the C-suite understand, or individual groups or clients understand. So even if you're in a room analyzing packets, looking for flags, looking for potentially toxic URLs, phishing techniques, text messages, and so forth, social engineering, you still need to be able to write and speak in a way that others will understand you that don't have the level of background or the expertise in your particular area of cybersecurity.